Hello, welcome AI third year. Today myself Shubhrata Majumdar from EC department will going to demonstrate to you a experiment for your analog and digital communication laboratory with the course code of EI 592. Okay, so let's start it. Let's find the contents to the today's presentation. Experiment number is there, title of the experiment, objective, name of the simulation platform, and necessary virtual components. I have to describe to you theoretical background for conducting this experiment and familiarization with the software which I have used to simulate this, and a complete video demonstration of the simulation process. Okay, so your today's experiment number is 1A because in the number 1 experiment you have the amplitude modulation and demodulation, but today we will discuss only the modulation part, so it is 1A. And now find the objectives of the experiment. To understand the necessity of the modulation, to generate the amplitude modulated wave and determine the percentage of modulation, and to realize the different kind of modulations like critical modulation, over modulation, and under modulation. Now, what are the simulation process I have used in this experiment? Let's describe it. Here we will use Proteus 8.1 Pro Circuit Simulator with the following virtual operators at inside the Proteus. This left side hand component and equipment I have used for this experiment. The first one is transistor BC107, which having a transient frequency, maximum transient frequency of 300 MHz, maximum power of 1 watt, and maximum collector current of 100 milliampere. 5 metal film resistor of 560 ohms, 1 kilo ohms, 2 kilo ohms, 6.8 kilo ohms, and 10 kilo ohms. Each we have used in one quantity. Okay, and two types of ceramic disc capacitor we have used. One is 10 nanofarad, another is 100 nanofarad. One ideal air core inductor we have used, which having a value of 130 millihenry, and to operate the circuit we need a DC source. So for a Proteus I have written over here virtual, but practically when we did this experiment in laboratory we will use all the sources in real platform. Let's see the laser on. Yes, and the specification of this DC voltage source is 12 volt 1 ampere. Two sine wave signal source we have used, one for carrier signal 11 kilohertz 12 volt peak to peak, and another for message signal 1 kilohertz at the rate 2 volt 1 volt and 4 volt respectively, for different kind of modulation scenario to generate the different kind of modulation, that is critical, over and under. And to measure or realize total simulation process we have used a monitoring instrument which is 4 channel DSO with a specification of 100 MHz at the rate of 1 gigasample per second, which is equivalent to a actual instruments which is already available in our lab. Okay, now next let's see the introduction of this experiment. What is communication? Communication is a transmitting the information source. If we have information source and it should be conveyed to a receiver, then we need to follow this process. First we have to take the signal from information source and process the signal with a transmitter with a carrier signal and feeding to a channel, specify a channel, and then transmit for a receiver. Okay, or receiver can receive it through a channel. So it is a process of conveying message or information over the air, and transmitter modifies the message signal into a form which is suitable for transmission over a channel, which is achieved by modulation. Now what is modulation? Let's understand. Modulation is the basic requirement for transmitting the message signal through air to the space, open space. Okay, it is the process of combining information signal, that is nothing but a low audio frequency, which is basically low power, to have radiate or transmitted through air, and when it need to be transmitted, we need a high frequency carrier signal as a carrier, and to get the modulated signal for efficient transmission. So let's take the example why we need modulation. Because for transmission and reception we need an antenna, and which height should be efficient for this transmission, which will be given by this formula lambda by 4, where lambda is the wavelength of the modulated signal to be transmit. Now assume when your modulation frequency is 30 Hz. So by this formula we will need at least 2500 km of antenna height. But if we increase our modulation frequency at 3 kHz, then we need 25 km height antenna. But when further we increase our modulation frequency at 30 MHz, in that case we will need only 25 meter of antenna height. So it's proved that as frequency increases, the height of antenna will decreases. Now let's see the basic theory of modulation. Amplitude modulation is defined as a process in which the amplitude of the carrier wave CT is varied linearly with a instantaneous amplitude of message signal MT, that we already know from the previous slide. So here CT is your carrier and MT is your message component. Then the standard form of amplitude modulation wave is defined by this expression, where ST equals to AC into 1 plus K MT cos 2 pi FCT, where Ka is the constant called amplitude sensitivity of the modulator, AC is the amplitude of the carrier, and FC, this FC is the carrier frequency. So to realize the quality of this modulation, we need to find the modulation index by expressed by M, which will be given as Emax minus Emin divided by Emax plus Emin, where Emax and Emin are the minimum and maximum amplitude of the modulated wave. Okay, so we could get it by maximum and minimum V peak value from 0 axis. Okay, that means after modulation you will get a envelope, modulated envelope, and then from the positive half of the carrier envelope we could calculate our V peak from 0 to maximum carrier amplitude and from 0 to minimum carrier amplitude. So we could express this Emax and Emin by Vmax and Vmin, which will be measured from 0 axis to maximum positive carrier, 0 axis to minimum positive carrier. And this, by this modulation factor, we will come to a conclusion. When m is equal to 1, then it is called a critical modulation. When m is greater than 1, it will be called as a over modulation, and when the m is less than 1, it is called as a under modulation. Okay, that means the modulation factor is the ratio of your of these two, Emax minus Emin by Emax plus Emin. So let's see the circuit diagram, which I will already design for you for Proteus platform. This is the same circuit which I will used in the Proteus. One transistor is transistor based modulator circuit, where we use three sources, one for DC to operate this entire circuit, and this V sign for your carrier input, which will have a frequency of 11 kilohertz and amplitude of 12 volt, and another sine source for message input, which will have a frequency of 1 kilohertz and amplitude of a 2 volt. And this is the 4 channel DSO, which I already mentioned in the specification part. And here this LC circuit we have used to isolate the high frequency component or modulation component from the general DC source, because after feeding the carrier at the base and message in the emitter, it will make this product two signals and get outputted from the collector. So we need a isolation mechanism at the collector. From here the DC power, DC energy, DC volt will come at the collector to operate the transistor, but the AC component which we will require for the modulation, it will not going to damp or discriminate your DC source. So for this purpose we will this mechanism is very important to design to efficiently work this modulator. And this is the general procedure. All these 7 procedures you have to maintain. This procedure I already mentioned in the video part when I made simulation. So this is nothing but a very critical to you. First you have to connect the circuit as per the diagram, then switch on the 12 volt power supply, then apply the sinusoidal voltage of sinusoidal signal of 1 kilohertz frequency, 2 volt peak to peak frequency, and carrier also 11 kilohertz for 11 kilohertz. Now slowly increase the amplitude of the modulation signal up to 7 volt. Here you does not need to increase this modulating signal up to 7 volt, because I think at 4 volt it will give you a critical modulation, give you a over modulation. So let's see when we made the simulation what happened. So this is one kind of familiarization with the Proteus. Those who are not already familiar with this, please follow this process. If you do not have the Proteus in your system, so follow this process below. Download the customized GIF setup with the details description from my personal Google Drive and OneDrive. Accordingly, I will provide 2 drive, one for Google users and another for Microsoft users. I have both these two, so I provide you 2 links. You will use as per your convenient. And then after downloading the zip folder and unzip it, there will be a main setup. First you have to run it, and then you will be seen a crack folder, and then open the after opening the crack folder, you will see the process, a video file over there. You have to follow this. Already I have shown you in the video part, but even after, if you does not make it properly or having any issue, you call me on my mobile. Okay, so this is the observation table. You have to make it complete after the simulation. Okay, so let's see what is this table. What in this table? This table has been divided into three part according to the modulation scenario. Table 1 for the critical modulation, when the modulation frequency 1 kilohertz at the rate of 2 volt peak to peak. So in that case you will write over here type of the modulation is critical. And the second one, when the modulation frequency 1 kilohertz has been taken at the rate of 1 volt peak to peak. So in this time you will have to write over here under modulation. And the table 3, when the modulation frequency 1 kilohertz at the rate of taken at the rate of 4 volt peak to peak, in that case you will have to write over here over modulation. Okay, so all the parameters you have to take from the simulation part and put it here, and may find your modulation and percentage of modulation by multiplying by 100. Okay, so this is your task. When your class actual lab has been started, your teacher and myself also will be in the same platform, Zoom or anything like this kind of video platform. So even there you have to do this simulation by your own, each and everybody, and after that you will have to put this value simulation reading value on this table and submit it to your class teacher. Okay, thank you. So thank you all for today's presentation, and then we have to follow these 3 steps. Open your Proteus application, create a new project, and complete your observation table. Thank you very much. Hello student, whatever the tool link I already shared in my PPTs, after clicking this link it will redirect you to this zip folder from my drive. Then after unzipping you have to find this folder, Proteus 8.1 SP1 Professional. Then inside this folder you will have a setup, normal setup. You have to first run this setup and then follow this crack folder. There will be 2 folder, step 1 and step 2. Step 1 for before installation, okay, and step 2 for after installation process. So I recommend first you follow this MP4 file where they will guide you how to install and run all the process from the beginning. So in this way you have to install your Proteus software in your PC first, and then follow the video what I will make for you. After successful installation all the cracks for Proteus, you will get this icon in your desktop. Then open it, and after it will open you will get these 4 tabs for startup. Be sure that never download this kind of updated software or tools in this crack version, so you don't access this directory. Okay, avoid this. Only you will have to concentrate it in here. So for opening a new project you have to click here, and the software will ask you the name of the project. In this area you have to set your project name, something like that, ABCD randomly, and then click next. You should create a schematic diagram. Suppose better you select it at default schematic diagram, and click next. You doesn't need to select any PCB layout unnecessary. This will make your project heavier. For simple simulation of lab simulation, you just don't need the PCB layout. This is for advanced users, and also it does not need to create any firmware project. So just plain click next, and then after you will find the directory where the project has been built as per your computer. This path will display over here, and click finish. Then directly you will get your workspace where you get some circuits by helping these tabs. All our tools, resource tools are here. This is for component, and this is for any terminals. This is for source, different kind of source generator. This is for measuring instruments. Suppose you need to take a register, type here register. Here, now select the type of the subcategory of the register. Suppose it will be 0.6 watt metal film. Now the entire list has come. You have to select any of this. Suppose 100K. You will get this type of print layout of this register. And now in your cursor, this component is already added over here, and if you where you click, the register is added. So accordingly, from this P you will find so many. Suppose you want to take a capacitor, then click, and then selected ceramic discs, select the value of this capacitor, and it will get over here. Click here. First you have to set the position, and then click again. The component will paste here. Now suppose you have to make a connection, just drag and drop the leave it here, and you will see that resistance and capacitor are connected in series. So in this way you have to make more and more practice with this software. Now I will go to open this transistorized AM circuit, which is I already shared in the PPT. These circuits we have to simulate it here. This is a 4-channel DSO, what I already mentioned in the PPT. From here we will get it, this one. Okay, so we have to simulate these circuits. This is your main transistor BC107. If you want further, I like to zoom it. Yes, okay, this is your input message, which have been you may edit this property from here. This is 2 volt amplitude, 1 kilohertz frequency, and type of V sign. I named it as a message input. Okay, and this is your source, 12 volt VCC1. Here suppose in component mode you have to find this option, simulator primitives. From here you have to select this one for the DC source, and sine wave source also is there. This is your sine wave AC voltage source for carrier and message input. Okay, so in this way I get this 3 voltage source. One is DC and 2 is AC as a carrier, and another is message. So carrier is feeding to the base of the transistor, and where the transistor is ideally balanced in a Q point, ideally biased in the Q point, so any input in the base will create a high current transition at the collector here. Okay, and at that time we have to fed in the message input voltage at the emitter circuit. Then this transistor will amplify the carrier as well as biased on the input message, so it will a product of this two signal, it will act as a product of this two signal. Okay, and here as there is a amplitude modulation high frequency modulated signal over there, so we have to use this LC network to keep isolated this signal component from the DC source. Okay, so after completing the circuit, you have to click here to run the simulator. Now you should click in this play tab, then after your simulation will start. Now here it is, this is your carrier in blue color, this is your message in magenta at faded into channel C, and carrier has fed into channel B. Okay, here from this button you have to scroll for change the position of the waveform vertically. Here your message signal in the channel C, and channel A is your modulated signal output. So for every channel you have a respective volts per division knobs. Here your amplitude modulation output at channel A volts per division will be has been set at 2 volt per 2 volt peak to peak per division. So here let's find our carrier is set at 12 volt of amplitude, 11 kilohertz. So here is your carrier, this is your carrier in channel B, it is set at 10 volt peak to peak, and it's consume at least 2 division vertically. So at least no, it is actually more than 2 division. Yes, at 2 plus shift it horizontally, you can shift it horizontally. Yes, it's 2 plus 1 2 3 4 small division, that means 2.8 division it is occupied vertically with a value of 10 volt. So for 12 volt amplitude it will be a 4 volt peak to peak signal for your carrier, as well as if you like to measure the message input, it is now set at 2 volt amplitude, so it will become at 4 volt peak to peak. Yes, it is channel C, then channel C is set at 2 volt per division and occupied 2 division, so it will be a 4 volt peak to peak signal for message. So in this way you have to calculate your voltage as well as the frequency. This is your time base. Okay, this is your time base value. Now it is 0.5 millisecond, here it is 0.2 millisecond. So in this way you have to calculate the time period from here, from this peak to this peak, and calculate the frequency as well, and from here to here will be, from this area to this area will be your V max, and from here to here is your V min. So in this way you have to calculate the V max and V min for a calculation of modulation factor M. So student, in the text I also like to mention one thing. When you take the measurement of V max and V min, theoretically it will be from this 0 line, that means if you make it ground, from here to maximum carrier amplitude and from here to minimum carrier amplitude. Okay, but here when we switch on the signal, this channel A, maybe here very faint zero line will be visible. So if you take from positive half to negative half for Vmax, and this from here to here for your Vmin, then it will be also lead a same result. When you find the modulation factor, your factor will be the same. So you have to maintain the measurement all these four categories when we put the value for Vmax minus Vmin divided by Vmax plus Vmin. You have to maintain the same order. If you take from here to here, then it will be take for Vmin from here to here, or either or for from zero line to maximum positive envelope side, or 0 to minimum positive envelope amplitude for your Vmax Vmin. Both are the same, but theoretically it will from 0 to positive side maximum positive amplitude of the carrier, and 0 to this minimum amplitude of the carrier. Okay, both are the same. Now let's see, it's at 2 volt. As per our circuit, is when our message in 2 volt of amplitude, it will create a critical modulation. Let's see how it will be take as a. Now when you have to change the frequency parameter of message and carrier, first you have to click this button for stop the simulation, and then after only you could make the change the properties of the signal. This is 2 volt. If we make it 1 volt, definitely it will be a resulting in lower modulation factor. So let's see, after changing any parameters, you have to save it again and then run. Yes, you will see the modulation factor has been decreased. So from here, in this case here, from here to here you have to measure your Vmax, and from here to here you have to measure your Vmin for the calculation of modulation factor, and put the values at the table what I have already shared in the PPT. For all the values you have to take from here and put in the table, then calculate. Now let's see what happened if we change our message signal amplitude more than 2 volt. As per the table, it will be 4 volt. To make it a over modulation, save it and play it again. Yes, you will see in that part your message has been distorted and overlapping to each other half. Lower side band and upper side band has overlapping to each other. So from in this case, from here to here, your Vmax and Vmin has to be captured. So in that case your modulation factor will go more than 1 for the over modulation scenario. So now let's see, when we change our message signal voltage amplitude at 4 volt, it will causing a over modulation, and in that case our channel input volts per division is set at 2 volt, and accordingly really our message signal amplitude has been changed as per the DSO. Now it is set at 2 volt per division, and it is occupied at least 4 division, 1 2 3 4. So at 2 volt per division it will be 8 volt peak to peak message signal for reproducing a 4 volt amplitude of message signal. So in this way you have to analyze all your signal component for this amplitude modulation, carrier, message, as well as AM output. and put all the values in the table as per the PPT. So I'll think that you will understand how to simulate a amplitude modulation through a Proteus 8.1 Pro simulator. Okay, and remember one thing, when you simulate this any kind of circuits and observe in it your DSO or any other measuring instrument, don't close it from here. If you close it from here, it will no further operating mode in this way. Then you have to delete this equipment first and add it again. So better, if you want to do anything with your circuit alternation, then first you stop it and then change any parameters and then run again. Okay.